Imagine, if you will, a time of valor and honor where the title of knight meant more than just being a warrior. But how did this noble tradition begin? Delve back into the 8th century to the reign of the Carolingian Empire. Here we find the earliest known knights in history, distinguished not only by their martial prowess but also by their adherence to a code of chivalry, which was as important, if not more so, than their skill in battle. These Carolingian knights, they were the epitome of medieval society. They were the protectors, the defenders of the realm. Their code of chivalry, a set of moral and social rules, was their guiding light. It was this code that dictated their conduct in warfare, their treatment of fellow knights, and their obligations to their lords and ladies. The Carolingian knights, the forefathers of knighthood, set the stage for an era of gallant warriors, bound by honor and duty. From these humble beginnings, the concept of knighthood evolved and flourished, reaching its peak during the High Middle Ages. During this golden age, knights became the backbone of medieval society. They were not only warriors, but also stewards of the land, law enforcers, and advisors to the monarchs. But their role didn't stop there. Many knights took part in the Crusades, a series of holy wars that spanned over 2 centuries. They journeyed to distant lands, fighting in the name of faith and king, and in return, they gained wealth, land, and a reputation for bravery. In the midst of the Crusades, a new aspect of knighthood emerged, the concept of courtly love. This romantic tradition painted the knight, not just as a warrior but as a dedicated lover. He would devote himself to a lady, often unattainable, and perform great deeds in her name. This ideal of love and devotion added another layer to the knight's code of honor, further shaping their role in society. And who can forget the legendary knights of this era, figures who left a mark on history with their deeds and virtues. Take William Marshal, for instance. Known as the greatest knight, Marshal served 4 English kings, participated in tournaments, and was a skilled diplomat. His life exemplified the knightly virtues of loyalty, courage, and honor. Then there's Richard the Lionheart, who despite being a king, is often remembered more for his exploits as a knight. His courage during the Third Crusade earned him his nickname and cemented his place in history. His life, like Marshal's, epitomized the knightly virtues, but also highlighted the constant struggle between duty and personal ambition. This golden era gave us legendary figures, who embodied the true spirit of knighthood, living and dying by their code. They were more than just warriors. They were symbols of an age where honor, duty, and love shaped society and individuals alike. These knights, with their shining armor and noble steeds, still echo in our memories, their tales forever intertwined with the story of the Middle Ages. Yet, as with all things, the age of knights couldn't last forever. But what led to their decline, and what remains of their legacy today? The decline of knighthood was not a swift fall, but a gradual fading. Several factors contributed to this dissolution, the most significant of which was the rise of professional armies. As countries grew more organized and powerful, they began to rely less on knights, who were essentially freelance soldiers, and more on professional standing armies. These armies were easier to train, command, and control, making them a more efficient choice for the monarchies of the time. Another significant factor was the advent of gunpowder. The invention of firearms rendered the knight's armor and sword ineffective. The knight, once the epitome of military might, found himself outmatched by simple foot soldiers armed with muskets. But the end of knighthood did not mean the end of knights. The ideals of chivalry, honor, and courage that they embodied were romanticized and immortalized in literature and popular culture. From the Arthurian legends of the Middle Ages to the chivalric romances of the Renaissance, knights were portrayed as paragons of virtue and defenders of the weak. In modern times, this romanticized image of the knight persists. They are a staple in fantasy literature and film, from the noble knights of J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth to the Jedi Knights of the Star Wars saga. Their code of honor and chivalry continues to resonate with us, serving as a symbol of the virtues we aspire to. Knighthood also endures in a more tangible form. Many countries, including the United Kingdom, still have orders of knighthood, albeit in a ceremonial capacity. These orders serve to recognize individuals who have made significant contributions to society, keeping the spirit of the knightly code alive. Though knights may no longer roam the earth, their legacy lives on, a testament to a time of honor, courage, and chivalry. Knights, the legendary warriors of yore, have left an indelible mark on history and culture. Born from the need for skilled protectors, they rose to prominence in the Golden Age, embodying chivalry and valor. Yet even as their era declined with the advent of new warfare technology, Their legacy endured. Their tales of bravery, honor, and duty have transcended the boundaries of time, becoming part of our cultural fabric. In the tales of these legendary knights, we find timeless lessons of courage, honor, and duty that continue to inspire us today.